Well, there's one story. I mean, there's many, but there's one, and that's the quarterback and the offense coming out of this game. As Ron wrote yesterday, it's reached a boiling point. I wrote this morning, you know what? For a variety of reasons, it's time to bench Kenny Pickett for a variety of reasons. Bob, Ron, Folsey, do you guys agree with that? Is that the main story? And is it time for Kenny Pickett to take a seat and watch for at least a game?
I would say yes. I reached that conclusion. I just think he needs some sort of break. I don't know if he's ever going to be any good, but it just keeps getting worse and worse. You know, they had 77 passing yards yesterday if you factor in the sacks. 77 passing yards. This is football in the 2023. They had 77 passing yards. He's not hitting open guys. He's throwing to people that I don't know who he's throwing to. Now, did you see Deontay Johnson fired out a little bit this morning?
What did he have to say?
Somebody posted a video saying that Deontay ran a horrible pattern, didn't adjust. This is simple football 101. And Deontay attached to it said, I ran the right route. He said, I ran exactly the right route, sir. You're looking for clicks or something like that. So he pointed out that he ran the right route on that play.
Which one? There were at least three miscommunications.
I don't know which one this was, but he did. He didn't speak yesterday, he's been pretty much a stand-up guy.
Yeah.
Pickens talked and said absolutely nothing. But Deontay, didn't say get away from me, but I'm not talking today. They say he's going to talk today. We know Najee was frustrated. It's at a bad point with that offense, and you can deem who you blame the most. I got to blame the quarterback the most, Bob.
Would you bench him, Bob?
Yes, I would. And I do it for the sake of the team. Yesterday was not only a lost game, it was a lost opportunity. An opportunity to beat a Cleveland team, to take a stranglehold on tiebreakers. They were playing without their starting quarterback, even really their backup quarterback. He was the third-string guy.
Right.
Without their best running back. 3 tackles on their offensive line did not play, couldn't play, didn't play, whatever the reason. And yet Cleveland somehow managed to win because I thought the game plan, once again, was way too conservative, or the execution of whatever it was way too conservative. They should have put a situation into play where they had that guy down and try to go after him, and they didn't blitz enough for me on defense. But as far as the offense is concerned, I think for the betterment of this team and for a spark moving forward, they're going to have to do something. They just, if you roll this out again this Sunday and they waste an opportunity against Jake Browning and whatever Cincinnati has, you're going to look back and say it's too late. Should have made that move. And again, Kenny Pickett's a big guy. He needs to understand that too. If he would have a problem, I don't think he would have a problem with it. I think he would understand. I got to get better. He keeps saying it. He used the word miscommunication 5 different times yesterday. Well, at this juncture of the season, we're still miscommunicating. Well, where's the problem lie?
This is the 10th game of the year.
Yeah.
His second year as a starter with those wide receivers.
But those miscommunications aren't they 100% on the receivers, Ron?
That's what BA always told me, but maybe not this time. In this case, I'm assuming Deontay knew what he was doing yesterday when he said on that one particular play that he ran the right route. I don't know what to think. Blame everybody. It's just ridiculous that there's 4, 5, or 6 miscommunications a game.
But it did not sound like you were there, Ron, that Mike Tomlin is going to make a move.
No, there's I would say 0 chance he'll make a move.
If this repeats itself in the next game,
indicate one way or the other, but I would say no, he's not going to
start. But if this starts the same way the next game and they're down 10-0 at halftime,
put in Trubisky.
Don't you have to do it for the sake of your team?
I still don't think he will. I would. I don't know that it helps, by the way.
Right.
But my reasoning, obviously Pickett's not playing well, and we're all concerned, I would imagine 99% of us, whether he's actually the guy.
Joe, let me say one other thing here, about making a change there. They brought Matt Canada on the sideline, try to fire up, get the offense going, right? They put Broderick Jones in tackle, try to get the offense going. They're splitting the time with Warren and Najee, maybe not enough considering what Warren does. They're doing everything to try to spice up the offense. What's the only move left? Replace the quarterback.
Or fire the coordinator.
They're not going to do that in season, but
teams have. A team just did and won a game.
Yeah,
team did and won the Super Bowl. So there are 2 viable moves.
To me, benching the quarterback right now is the obvious one, Bob. And
Yeah,
I don't think they're going
listen,
Well,
to.
I was in
and
the
I don't
middle. I
think
was in the
he's
middle of saying that my reasoning is different than I think what you and Ron. Obviously, Pickett isn't playing well, but one of the reasons, and that's obviously one reason to bench him, and a big one. But the main reason is to save him from this absurd offense. This offense is an absolute joke. There weren't guys running open yesterday. In fact, on television, they're telling us that the back of the secondary is covered. Did you see the last two series, the personnel on the field and the actual play calls?
Awful.
So part of it is to save Pickett from that and also to preserve his confidence. You would think that benching him would hurt his confidence. I think playing for coaches who don't trust him, maybe for good reason, is worse for his confidence. They're devising game plans that you would devise for Duck Hodges or for, well, I was going to say
it's
DTR.
a backup,
except
it's a backup
That's
game
a great
plan,
assessment.
which is exactly what you expected from Cleveland yesterday, which is exactly the opposite I expected from them yesterday.
So play your backup. If you don't trust the guy you drafted in the first round, you're not going to let him throw the ball down the field ever. Then put somebody else in. You know, that's my feel.
So you say
Great take.
the game plan would change if you bring in another quarterback, that they would throw the ball down the field more?
No, but at least you wouldn't be continuously harming the guy you took in the first round. Make one of these other guys sacrificial lambs and change the coordinator after the season.
How about if he does have opportunity, and there have been games in the past where there have been, and he is quick to check down, he's quick to spin out, he's quick to do things, not to let plays develop a little longer.
All of that. And he has Dan Moore at left tackle, which doesn't help. And he's got guys coming up the middle on him.
How about the first play of the game?
No.
That is one of the most fierce pass rush plays I've ever seen. Myles Garrett, just blew through that. They got lucky that wasn't a safety. It was a safety.
It was a safety.
Yeah.
They should have caught it. But my point on this whole Canada stuff, it depends, I guess, on how you watch the game. Did I see somebody tweeted out yesterday that Charlie Batch said there's plays to be made in the middle of the field?
He said that on our pregame show.
And Pickett won't make them.
He said,
so, I mean,
and Chris Hoke's been saying the same thing.
So
they both
it
played,
depends
they
on,
see it.
Well, other guys who played don't see that.
I just think the coordinator stinks and the quarterback stinks.
Right.
Both.
So if we start with the coordinator stinks, then this all starts with Mike Tomlin, by the way. He hired the coordinator and doubled down on him. How do we ever truly know about the quarterback if we all agree the coordinator stinks? They have him in bad hands. And you mentioned, of course, there's plays to be made, and of course, he's not playing well, Pickett. Of course not. But let's go back to the second last series, which to me was even more reprehensible than the last full series when they took 14 seconds off the clock.
3 incompletions for Deontay.
I was stunned by that. I really was. I thought they have the game in their corner here. All you have to do is either get a field goal or take clock time away so they don't have a chance at one.
Right.
Then you go
You're
to overtime.
running the ball
so you
well,
either win it or you go to overtime.
But more reprehensible to me was the previous series. They had the ball first down at the Cleveland 40. A little over 5 minutes left. You're already in Boswell's field goal range. All you have to do is either not move the ball at all or move it forward. I would have literally ran 2 straight or 3 straight quarterback sneaks or a quick hit run play. You've already got Boswell in field goal range. That's a 57-yarder. So,
I see what you're talking about. Yeah. I'm just looking at
5:47 left.
Yeah.
They're first down at the Cleveland 40. Kick a field goal, and then
they got no chance of coming back. None.
Make them go down the field. Here's what they did. First down, a design screen pass to Najee. Why is he in the game?
Minus 5 yards.
Well, no, the first down was a design screen to Najee that Pickett threw in the dirt, I think intentionally.
I think it was
Second and 10 was Najee minus 5.
I know, I'm kidding. I know it was intentional, but you watched it, you wondered. 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and the play didn't develop quickly enough. If he catches it, he's probably down right away, and they're out of field goal range. Second down, a delayed handoff to Najee.
That's the 5-yard loss.
Yes. Why is he in the game?
I don't know.
Why are you running a delayed handoff to him? Now you're out of field goal range. And then the third down play is yet another sideways pass. At least they threw it to Warren. And now it's either a 60-yard field goal or a punt. Those were all design plays. Pickett had nothing to do with any of them.
Yeah, that's a great analysis, because I looked past that series. I was more concerned with the last one because I thought the last one was
the one before was the worst. Well, not that the last one was good.
They both were bad. Then I was shocked that they passed the ball 3 straight times for a team that had been so conservative all game long. And in that moment, when you could either run the ball and make them use their timeout so they don't have any left if they get the ball back, You can try to get a first down and then look for opportunities for a field goal. Or, worst case scenario, punt in deep. They don't do anything but take a knee, go to overtime. And none of those happened.
Right.
You know, it was interesting afterwards, and I didn't go to Pickett. I was in the locker room. And then I listened to the tape. How about him saying they weren't prepared for a zone defense yesterday? He goes, we expected them to play man. They gave us a lot of zone looks. We've got to adjust better. Is that finger in Canada right there?
Probably. But Najee definitely fingered Canada when he was asked, do other teams know what's coming? We're going to hear this in a bit.
He paused a long time.
Yes, in some situations, to be honest with you. How many times are we going to have to hear the other team, and now their own team, say that the other team knew what was coming? That's what I'm talking about as my primary motivation for benching Pickett. He's gone from 160 to 126 to 106 yards passing. What's next? 10 yards passing in a game? Not even let him throw at all? Again, maybe for good reason. But if you have that little faith in this guy that he's basically hardly part of your game plan, then get him out.